Every generation inherits a set of truths. Truths written in textbooks, broadcast on screens, and repeated until they feel unquestionable. But in a world where images can be forged, memories can be manufactured, and certainty can be engineered, one question still fractures the room. Did humanity truly escape Earth's gravity, or did we fall for the most convincing illusion ever staged? On this episode, Badger and Grandmaster return to the battlefield of belief, where evidence is a weapon, doubt is ammunition, and perception decides the victor. This is the Mind War. Part 2, Space Travel, Real or Fake? Don't just listen, don't just believe, decide. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Mind War podcast. I'm Badger, this is Grandmaster, and we're going into part 2 of one of the most heated debates in modern history. Is space travel real? Did America really go to space?
Oh, not my turn yet.
Today we're not dealing with opinions, theories, or government press releases. We're dealing with physical evidence, independent verification, and global scientific confirmation. 3 stories, 3 proofs, no speculation, no conspiracy, just reality.
Who's reality?
Well, proof.
Okay.
Scientific, national scientific, or worldwide scientific.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So the first piece of evidence that I'm throwing out to you, it isn't a photo or a video or a government statement. It's 382 kilograms of physical lunar rock and soil, material that thousands of scientists around the world have studied, tested, and verified as non-Earth origin. These rocks contain microscopic glass spherules, solar wind particles, and geological signatures that cannot form on Earth because Earth has atmosphere, weather, and plate tectonics. You can hold them, you can test them, and every independent lab that has ever examined them has confirmed the same thing. They came from the moon and humans brought them back.
Can I jump in on that?
Please.
Okay, so they came from the moon because someone told them that it did. I could have told them it came from Pluto, and because I brought it to them and said, look, I just came back from Pluto, so this comes from Pluto.
But you don't have any documentation showing your trip to Pluto, how you harvested it, any of that.
Okay, but they don't have any document. They have documentation, but they still have a hard time of proving me that they went there. But so these independent doctors got how much money they get to look at this specimen. I'm sure they were paid quite handsomely to look at this specimen and declare that it indeed, in fact, came from the moon. And when you ask that doctor, it was probably one of those 17 that didn't disappear. But anyway, that's another stage for another story.
We won't go down that.
We will definitely.
Our podcast will be shut down.
We'll never say that again. Anyway, those scientists are getting paid to say this. So they're verifying that it came from the moon. They're saying this, but they've never been to the moon. So how the hell do they know? Because this person came and told them it came from the moon.
Okay, so
that's the problem.
So
debunk there.
If the missions were fake, NASA would need to secretly create hundreds of pounds of scientifically perfect, never before seen extraterrestrial geology decades before modern materials science existed. That's impossible.
No way. Listen, it's a big spoof. We've got Hollywood, you've got the great AI now, but back in the day we had Hollywood. They made great movies back then. Those people that you watch the footage from 1962 or 68, 72, and you chuckle right now. You laugh because it's so archaic looking. Right? So you look at it now and you go, come on, that's not real. Right? But back then, we were all like, oh my goodness. Except for me, I'm sitting in the living room on the floor going, I'm calling, you know what I mean? But now with AI, and the way AI works, we know firsthand, AI can do anything you want it to do, and it will look as real as you want it to look. So that's not to say that the rocks haven't come and landed on our planet. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that because that could come from an asteroid. That could come from anything, right? But I'm just having a hard time. They've got all this sand. Where did they put the sand when they came back in a little capsule?
Yeah.
How many pounds of sand?
382 kilograms.
Okay, that's a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
All right. And then some rock. What, they packed that stuff in that little shuttle or that little capsule and and careened themselves into the ocean. Get out! It's on the seat of the rover that we left on the.
I got points on the rover. We'll talk about that.
Here we go. Continue.
All right.
Guys.
The next piece of evidence that cannot be debunked.
He calls it evidence now, people. Okay.
The laser that hits the moon and comes back. Our second proof is happening right now, tonight, tomorrow, and every day since 1969. Scientists fire lasers from Earth to the moon, and the beams bounce back with perfect precision. Why? Because Apollo astronauts installed retroreflectors or mirror arrays on the lunar surface. These devices don't exist in nature. They don't appear on their own. They were placed there by human hands.
So that's okay. That's what they're telling you, man. Have you ever seen one of them things?
Well,
no. Okay. So neither have I. This is the first time in all my years that I've heard of this.
Okay. So if you haven't seen it, then it doesn't exist?
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm just asking.
I know, no, that's a good question, though. But no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
Show me state.
No, I'm what I'm saying, it's the first time I've heard of this, right? They shot every day since 1969. We've been shooting lasers. We couldn't find Saddam Hussein, or not Saddam Hussein, but Osama bin Laden forever. But we can shoot a laser to the moon and be like, come on now, keep going.
Multiple countries' observatories, not NASA.
They're getting paid.
If the landings were faked, NASA would have had to secretly send unmanned missions capable of soft landing, deploying precision optical equipment, positioning it perfectly, all without anyone in the world noticing. That technology doesn't exist.
That's what you just read, though.
Right?
You're telling me that doesn't exist, but you know what? It probably does. There's all these manned flights we discovered in the last podcast, unmanned flights flying all over the country. I mean, they can say whatever they want to say. That's proof right there that they can say what they want to say. This, and then they finish it. All these things are finished with, it's never happened before. This technology has never been. I can say whatever I want to say.
Yes, you can.
I can say, I have proof. I talked to Armstrong before he passed away. I went and visited him in his hospital bed. He said they never flew. It whispered in my ear. Debunk that.
Nobody can tell you it didn't happen.
Right. I didn't see Armstrong. I'm just saying. But see how simple that is?
Okay. Next to the last point. Other countries photographed the Apollo landing sites.
Of course.
Our third proof doesn't come from NASA at all. Now listen, when you were hammering me, I listened. I wasn't.
Okay. Go ahead.
It comes from America's rivals, Japan, India, and China. Each with their own space programs, their own satellites, and zero incentive to protect U.S. pride. These nations independently photographed the Apollo landing sites from lunar orbit. They captured the descent stages, the disturbed soil, and even the paths the astronauts walked. This is not NASA verifying NASA. This is the world verifying NASA. Japan's Sealing probe photographed Apollo landing site terrain matching astronaut photos. India's Chandrayaan-1 detected disturbed lunar soil at Apollo 15's landing site, and India's Chandrayaan-2 captured images of the Apollo 11 descent stage at Tranquility Base. These agencies operate independently, no NASA funding, no shared infrastructure. So...
Now, who told you that? They don't get no money? Come on, man. They get money. If they're going to go along with the hoax, they're going to get paid. All these space agencies work together, right? So if they're not getting paid of some kind of money or some kind of kickback, they're not going to have a cosmonaut go up there and work with us just for GPs. They got to have something invested in it for them.
So let me ask you this. If the U.S. faked the moon landings, why didn't the Soviet Union, our bitter enemy at the time, expose it?
Because they too are trying to do the same thing.
I mean, they tracked every single launch, but if it didn't happen, it would be in their best interest to say
not really, because they were trying to. There was a space war at that time who was trying to get to the moon first.
Right. So if the U.S. didn't get there first,
well, they had no way of proving that we did at that time. That's the problem. At that time, they had no way to prove that we did, and really, to this day, there's really no proof that we did or didn't, other than there's proof that we did because you can see it, and there's proof that we didn't because there's all kinds of anomalies that you're seeing that, things are just not lining up, right? So with today's technology, it's not lining up with things that you see. Now, does that mean people are going out there and altering things? I don't know, but it just gives me light because I'm like, I don't think it's real.
Right.
But why is Russia involved in the big hoax? Because they probably get money for having a space program too, I'm sure. And the people like that, and it's national pride. And if they ever claim that they went someplace, we're not going to debunk them. Because then
if it was a place that Trump wanted to go to, Trump would debunk them in 2 seconds if he had a chance.
Well, I was talking about we being your me.
Oh,
yeah.
But the U.S.
everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if the Soviet Union back in whatever year it was claimed that they landed on the moon and took the lunar rover, and it's still there's 3 of them still sitting on the moon, just so you know. And they're verified by pictures. So I can
say that again.
They're verified by pictures.
Okay. So hang on, folks. There is a unicorn that I took a picture of out in a meadow, not too far from Ocala, Florida. It was a unicorn. I approve of it because it was in the picture.
Yeah. I can't debunk your picture.
Come on, this is insane. Because there's a picture doesn't mean it's real.
True, but just because you say it's not real doesn't mean it's not real.
True. Very true statement.
So, folks, again, this is my brother. I love him with all my heart. We can disagree, and we can still be brothers when this is over. This is the psychological mind war. This is you figuring out what fits your beliefs and what you want to believe. We're not telling you what to believe. Grandmaster's not saying, if you're like Badger and believe this is real, then you're wrong and you need to die.
Well, I wouldn't say die part.
I'm not saying.
I wouldn't say die part.
I'm not
You're
saying
damn wrong.
If you don't believe Grandmaster, then you're drunk or something, because he has to be.
Don't drink.
This is the great thing about debates. This is the great thing about our podcast.
But the problem is this just tells you how complex this war that we're in is. They're telling you one thing, and we're almost forced to believe it because it's in the history books.
You have to remove almost.
We are forced to believe it.
We are forced.
They're throwing it down the school kids, in their faces. It's, I'm sure it was like a great day on that school day when it went up. I'm sure they probably had TV and everybody watched it. Ooh.
You know they did.
And I think that's great for national pride. I do, but I think it's creating another whole generation of baffled people that will just believe anything the government tells them.
And on that note, think about the things that you believe. Not you, but our listeners. Think about the things that you believe. Why do you believe them?
Yeah.
Is it because the government's telling you this is how it is? Or is it because you've done your research, you've done your investigations, you've put your hands on it? That's kind of what we're nudging you to do.
Well, my thought process on the whole space program is that it's okay for me not to believe it's real. It's okay for me if I don't find a lot of evidence to go along with me, because we live in a time where I can create a video right now, a fake AI video that show me that the lunar landing was fake, and it'll do it for me. So, I mean, you can do that, right? So, but I just think you go by what you feel, and if you don't want to believe it, you don't have to. But the idea that we did at the podcast was to show you how deep the lie can be on both sides.
Right. On
the people like me who say it's fake, we can tell you all kinds of fake lies, fake stories, or fake evidence to prove that it's not real. And on the other side, they're giving you what they claim to be real evidence, but I'm claiming to be fake. And so both sides are having the same
debate,
mindful debate.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we did this podcast on that subject, because I think it goes deep. I think a lot of people are on either one of our sides that we go by, that we're on this podcast. So I think a lot of listeners will say, well, I agree with Grandmaster, and some will say, I agree with Badger, and some might just laugh and go, couple knuckleheads,
right?
Whatever. But I think we made it kind of light a little bit, but the reality of it is, I just think we need to be careful on deepfakes. And if you think something's a deep fake, you're okay to believe that.
Absolutely. Nobody has the right to tell you what you can believe and what you can't.
I don't care what country you're from.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. You're allowed to have your own beliefs. In some countries, you probably can't talk about them.
But that doesn't mean you can't have them.
That's right.
If you're listening to us from a country that is under communist regime and you're not allowed to say anything bad about the government, don't put yourself in jeopardy. But it doesn't mean that when you're by yourself or you're in the house with your family that you can't have these meaningful conversations.
Well, just real quick, so that people understand that our podcast is not political. We don't run a political affiliation. We don't pick a side. You notice I mentioned earlier in my podcast about CNN and Fox News and Haystack and I met a couple others. I don't just believe in one news agency. I don't have a political party. I don't support a candidate. I support whatever's best for the country. That's how it is. And
even a step further, what's best for me and my family.
Well, that's exactly right. That's first. My family's first, and then if it co-aligns with whoever's in charge, then great. If not, I can't do nothing about who's in charge. So but one thing you will not find on our podcast, we will not denigrate or degrade any country's government or any country's politics, anything at all. Because
including our own,
especially our own. But we won't talk about anybody else out of respect for their people. Maybe I don't respect their government, but I respect their people. Because the people don't run their country, the government does, and the people have to live there. So I don't admit, or maybe I don't like their policies, but it's not the people, right? So you'll never hear us denigrate or degrade any country, any political stance on anything. If you think we're taking a political stance on this NASA thing, then you're wrong. It's purely independent. What I believe is what I believe, and what he believes, and what Badger believes is what Badger believes. Just don't take it as it. We're picking a side politically, because this has nothing to do with politics.
These two podcasts, the one that you did previously and then this one, are the furthest thing from politics that we have ever discussed before on any of our podcasts. And
we try not to do the political game. So just so you guys are aware of that, we don't want to get caught up in the political tyrants out there giving us hard times or think we're giving them hard times. And I respect the governments of other countries. I just don't have to agree with them, right. But I don't, that's my opinion. I keep that one to myself. But something like this, which I consider to be a deep fake, is something I think is important that people notice. It's kind of hard not to put a podcast out there to talk about my opinion on it.
Just to debate it.
Just get some feedback, see what other people think too.
There's nothing wrong with healthy debate. And somewhere in these past 20 or 30 years, healthy debate has gone out the window.
Yeah, you're not allowed to disagree.
We just talked that we're not political. This is not a political podcast. I'm sure there's going to be stories that have to do with politics that we're going to talk about.
Or you will think they're political, but they're not.
But you cannot watch a presidential debate in the United States without some kind of conflict. It doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah,
just because I believe one way doesn't give you the right to attack me because I believe something. I can believe whatever I want. He can believe whatever he wants. Y'all can believe whatever you want.
Just
be kind.
Just remember to be kind to each other about that kind of stuff, and then do research. If you think you have to do the research, but so if you don't want to do it, I'm gonna say it one more time. You don't have to do the research if you don't want to. Just if you don't want to believe it, you don't have to.
Right.
That's the key to winning the war. You can make your own assumptions on what's real and what's not.
What you want to put your effort into and what you don't. And is this really something that I want to battle about? Or do I want to save that battle for something that really does mean something to me?
To me, that's a good one too. But see, on that point right there, this does mean something to me. This deep fake.
Yeah.
It means a lot to me because I have national pride. And I have a problem with the fact that we actually they're fooling us into believing this madness. That's just how I look at it. I would never disrespect an astronaut if I was ever blessed to meet one or whatever. I would never, y'all don't go to the moon. I would never do that. This is my own opinion. I would not embarrass them. I would not say nothing out publicly like that. They see our podcast. Hey, my hat's off to you guys, but you didn't go anywhere. But anyway, Point being, I wouldn't disrespect them like that in public. I wouldn't, nothing. I have my own opinion. And I don't think they did it, but that's okay. And I'm beating a dead horse right there on that one. But hey.
Again, you can believe whatever you want. Grandmaster and Badger are not here to tell you what you have to believe and what you don't, or what you should believe and what you don't. These are just talking points. We have a good time talking about it. We have fun. He gives me a hard time. I give him a hard time. And then we move on.
Yeah.
Or we don't. We stay on it for like 2 weeks and he continues to badger me and find things.
Every time I find something, I send it to him.
To me. And we laugh about it and we carry on. Where if it affects him, I'm the opposite. If we never go to space again, I won't lose an ounce of sleep over it. If we ever do a story, or if the United States ever comes out that we're faking going to the moon again, it doesn't affect my day-to-day life.
No, it doesn't affect my day-to-day life other than the fact that I laugh.
I mean, it's fun for me. I get involved in it just because it's fun to play that side. But if somebody came to me today and said, okay, we got to be honest, everything was a fake, sorry, I would laugh. It wouldn't change how my day went, how the rest of this year goes. I'd be like, oh, y'all did a hell of a job, because you involved multiple countries, multiple different people all in on the same thing. That's kind of impressive. Not
very impressive. Yeah.
So that's our time for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was a blast.
It was good.
Next episode, we'll come back with a couple other stories. As you can see, we've kind of changed the format of how we're doing things, and we would love to get any feedback that you guys have. Like, comment, share, tell your friends about us. If you find us funny, tell your friends about us. If you hate us, tell your friends about us. I'm Badger. Thank you for watching.
Grandmaster, always be kind.
Have a great day.